So, guys, I am here with the one and only Mel Carmine. I've known Mel for a very, very long time. He and Amber, they are good friends of Judy and I. Every time that we go to XRP Las Vegas or we have opportunity, we connect with these people. These are amazing folks. And Mel is hosting the Quantum Financial Summit. He does this annually. I believe this is his third annual summit. And Mel is here to talk about what is going to go down at the QFS in Florida coming up here right away. So, Mal, give us all the goods, like the date, the location, all the kind of stuff, who's coming, all that. Go for it, brother.
Well, listen, first of all, I want to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart. You've been a dear friend, and Amber and I love you and Judy. And you've
Yeah,
been to two of our summits. You've been to the first one and the second one.
that's right.
And the first one, we were giving away plans on how you can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and buy a bunch of parts and magnets and wires and things and build your own free energy technology. This time we decided to actually push the envelope and bring somebody that's actually going to build the technology in the next. He's actually landing tomorrow. He's going to build a
Wow.
motor that's going to be demonstrated on stage beyond a
Yeah,
shadow of a doubt. And he said, Mel, I could build you a 50 kilowatt system because I asked for a 50 kilowatt system. I said, why would you need
right.
50
Yeah.
kilowatts? Well, I said, I plan on having a 12 people jacuzzi and a big tennis courts and lights and, a lot of
You
fancy
want
things.
someone with a lot of power. Well, I know I got solar out here on the acreage, right? And you got to have a lot of batteries, a lot of solar and all that just to generate significant. And I think ours
Exactly.
is only like 12 to 15 kilowatts. And that's
Yeah.
enough for what we got. But anyway, yeah, no,
Sure.
I get it. I
So
get it.
Jerry is going to be on stage with us, and he's literally blown up in the last 8 months. He went from zero to almost a 500,000. We found him at about 138,000 people on Facebook, and he
Okay.
is a character. Let me tell you.
Yep,
I mean,
yep,
look,
yep.
well, he comes off as being a little bit crazy, but then when you get start to really understand who he really is, you say, "Oh my God, this guy's a genius." I mean,
Yeah.
like if I was like a movie producer, Hollywood, Jack Nicholson would have had a hard time getting the part for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because he would
Right.
fit that part just right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I mean, they say you can really confuse passion with crazy, right? I mean,
oh
because
yeah, and
you
that's a
had
borderline.
Tesla. A lot of people thought Tesla was nuts, but a lot of what he said has been proven to be absolutely a fact. So, a lot there. So, what dates are we looking at for the QFS this year? When's it going to take
Sure.
place?
The 27th, we're going to have a meet and greet so that everybody can
Yep.
meet and get to know each other and get to love each other and
Yeah.
get to,
Yep.
sort of break the ice. And that's going to
Uh-huh.
happen at the Twisted Tides in Cocoa Beach, which is right down the road, right in Cocoa Beach, right on the ocean. They have a rooftop terrace and they have a first floor as well. We're going to be
Yeah.
doing some karaoke. You can pick up some cheesesteaks, some wings, have fun,
Yep.
whatever. Sheila Holmes is going to be there singing karaoke with Mel
Oh, no
Carmine.
kidding. That's wild. That's wild. That'd be a sight, man. But a lot of fun,
So
a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's on
So
the 27th. So we're talking what, the
27th,
of
the
this month?
28th, and the 29th, we're gonna
Yep.
actually have the event.
Yeah.
Gonna
Okay.
be a couple of acts on stage. Then we have a boiled down version of the movie called Dear Mr. President, Show
Right.
Me the Money, which
Right.
is a
Yes. Yes.
movie
Yes.
about the straw man. How we're all
Yeah.
worth 200, $300 million, but we're not allowed to access that money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're
Yep.
going to prove that in spades. Everybody
Yep.
who attends is going to actually get a link to the full movie to watch at their leisure in the comfort of their own living room at home.
Okay.
But that movie is going to be released at the center. It's going to be a boiled down version of a 45 minutes version of what
Yeah.
really is almost a 2 hour movie.
Wow, fantastic. Now, who I know you got some special people coming because you've
Yeah.
been kind of giving me the skinny on what's going down. So but you got a bunch of speakers that are going to be on there. They're going to be talking about all kinds of various subjects that a lot of people that in this space have a lot of interest in. But you've got
Right.
a pretty special guest that's going to be showing up there and they've already reached out to you to give confirmation. Now, do you want to tell folks who that person is? Or are you going to keep that kind of under
Well,
your
Juan Osavin, the guy that shows his boots,
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
been on
yeah.
my show countless times. We lost count.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and he happens to, love Mel Carmine. I have some great admiration for him right back. Juan
Mhm.
Osavin, also known
Yep,
as 107, will
yep,
be there doing a book signing. He
yep.
actually sent the books already. We're waiting to receive them, I think, either tomorrow or the next day. We got a
Okay.
tracking number. So we know for sure that 107 will be in attendance the 28th
Okay.
and the 29th. And
Wow.
I'll
Wow.
be
Wow.
doing a book signing at the event and also be
Mhm.
speaking on stage.
Okay.
We got the great Larry Ballard. We got the great Tom Althouse, who wrote the movie The Matrix, the original writer of The Matrix. We
Wow.
got
Okay. Oh.
Michael Jaco might be coming in via satellite, via Zoom.
Yep.
Okay. We have the great Alan Staple,
Oh,
from
okay.
Staple
Alan's gonna
Crew.
be good. Oh, fantastic. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah. We got Nolan Stone from Nolan Stone Gibson. He does a show every day, weekdays, 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, called
Yep.
Crypto and Coffee, which is a
Yep.
great
Yep.
show. I've attended that many
Ah,
times.
crypto and
Uh,
coffee. I wonder.
yeah,
Got my
crypto and
coffee
coffee.
chat.
You
My
love coffee,
coffee
right?
chat. Yeah.
You should attend that. It's on X every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it, man. We gotta, exchange brews.
Oh,
How you make this.
100%.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, yeah. And so, this lineup and these guys are gonna be now, where's it gonna be held at? The seating event, like exactly.
Perfect. 166 Center Street. We're taking out all the furniture out of our wellness center. So you'll be in there with 160, 170 other people. We have a
Yeah,
handful of seats left. We don't have that many seats available.
right.
I think that technically speaking, by the end of this week, we might be sold out. We're not sure
How do
yet.
how do people get tickets, Mel? Like where do
Yeah.
they go?
Quantum Summit 1776.com. Quantum Summit 1776.com.
Okay, and
Hit the
we'll put all
ticket
the
button.
links in the description too.
Everything's
We'll
there.
get all that down in there. And
Yeah.
now, talking about your wellness center, are you going to have open access to what's upstairs? Because I tell people what you got upstairs there, man.
Oh man, the technology, that's exactly where we're having the event. We're having it directly inside the technology. We're having
Yeah.
the event upstairs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're taking
Okay.
out all the furniture. We could fit every bit
Yeah.
of
Okay.
180 chairs in there. And
Yeah.
so I think we're going to probably have standing room only, to be quite honest with you.
Wow. Well, guys, I've been to Mel's Quantum Summits in the past. Inside their wellness center, he had a center inside the center that you could actually go and you could sit in some of these machines, I guess, seats machines, and the vibration that would be coming off of the equipment that he would have would the restorative feeling that you would get after you got out of there, it was really amazing. I have to admit, at first, I was really skeptical. I'm like, okay, because Mel, you were telling me about it before I got there, right? Well, I went up there and just kind of got into that deep rest and whatever, and I spent maybe an hour, but you would have, it felt like I was already sleeping for 4 or 5 hours by the time I got out of there. And so, it's amazing technology, and it works. It really does work. A lot of people have given a lot of testimonies for that. So, but is that
Uh,
going to be available
I
this
can
time? Are you
explain.
going?
Well, that's going to be
Yeah,
on.
go
The
ahead.
machines are
Yeah,
going to be on. The only
yeah,
difference is you have close to 200 bodies in the room, and we're all made out of what? Water. Water
water.
conducts energy, which
Yep.
means the energy is going to be tenfold in that room that day. So there'll be
Yeah,
people saying, Mel, I had a shoulder pain, was chronic for the last 12 years, and
yeah.
it's longer there. Why? Because they're going to be in the system from 9 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay.
Hmm.
And listen, we're giving you the tickets for free if you want to get technical. Because if you have to
Hmm.
sit in my system for that
Right, right.
amount of hours, it will cost
Yeah.
you a lot more than 175 bucks.
Yeah, for sure. No, we
Right?
were there, and Judy actually. You've had guests on in the past, like Ian Farrar and different people that are really big in the health industry, really big in the health
Yes.
industry with a
Yes.
bunch of different supplements and technologies and things like
Yeah.
that.
So when your
And
body sits in there, right? Let me explain
yeah,
to the audience. When
yeah,
your
go
body's
ahead, please.
sitting,
Yeah,
yeah, when the body's sitting in this light system called
yeah.
biophotonic scalar wave technology, okay,
Hmm.
look it up. It's so powerful that our military uses it to cloak on the outside of the aircraft so that the enemies can't see us coming. They use scalar wave technology to
Okay.
cloak the aircraft so that
Yep.
the enemy can't see us on their radars. That's
Hmm.
what they use. And that's
Yep.
what we have inside this thing. But it oscillates all your cells. You have 33 trillion cells. When your
Right.
cells get depleted because you're electric beings and they get depleted down to like 20 millivolts, that's
Mhm.
dangerous because that's when disease can set in. But when you're sitting
Mhm.
in the system for a long period of time, a week, 2 weeks, 3 days, 5 days, long periods of time, hours and hours, your cells start to recharge, just like an electric battery in a Tesla. And when your
Right.
cells start to recharge and they reach optimal level of 90 millivolts, what happens is your body on its
Mhm.
own starts to reverse the disease, not the machines. The machines only provide the energy field that the
Right.
body understands. It is the body doing all the heavy lifting. The machines are not medical devices. We're not making medical
Right.
claims. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
if you go to our website, Staying Alive, alive with two E's at the end, and look
Okay.
at all the testimonials, and we're 80% cheaper than
Yeah.
everybody on the planet. Okay. And that's a
Right.
fact.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of real estate. We figure we can make up our money on volume by having more chairs, right? And
Right.
charging a smaller amount of money, right? So that it's
So
comfortable.
you're getting up 5 to 1. You're getting all of the presenters. You're at the summit. You feed these guys. You feed them pretty good. You've got all this stuff going on. When I went there, I know with the medical stuff, I was kind of skeptical because I'm one of these guys. Being a bean counter my whole life, working in the tax department. Show me the facts, right? And of
Mm-hmm.
course, so I would approach that with a little skepticism. But I walked out a believer. And this
Yeah.
is my genuine testimony, guys. Like this, the stuff that I experienced through going to QFS in the last 2 times, it had a benefit in our lives. When I was there and Ian was talking and we got into, like Judy started with what the products that I know you support, Purium and stuff like that. Well, I had type 2 diabetes pretty bad. And my wife is doing this stuff, and she says, David, you got to try it. And Ian, when he was down there and he had convinced me to give it a shot, and it brought my blood glucose levels back to normal. And I did not expect that, genuinely did not expect it. And like I say, I deal with a lot of hypertension and,
Yeah.
sometimes just because, like I'm always on, right? And so you don't notice it, but your body just develops like a lot of hypertension over time. And so,
Absolutely.
I took some time out there while I was there and I went up into the room where you have all the resonance stuff that you were just talking about. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'll give this a shot. Like I say, I was there maybe an hour, and by the time I left, it was almost as if I was laid down for 4 or 5 hours. I felt like really rejuvenated. So, guys, this is legit stuff, and I know it doesn't, seem to, a lot of the time we hear about alternative options. And the medical community, oh man, they just try to crush it, crush it, crush it. Well, I'll tell you what, pharmaceutical industry has been killing people for years, as far as I'm concerned. With a lot of the medication that they prescribe, you listen to the commercials on TV. Oh, if you're suffering with acne, well, you can take this, and this, but it might make you suicidal. You might,
Yeah.
you might have kidney disease. You might get this, you might get that. I'm thinking, are you kidding me? I'd rather deal with the disease and all the side effects from what the medication is. So, I'm willing to give anything kind of a shot. And, but being around great people, I always say like minded people, it really makes a massive difference. And guys, these are opportunities that, you get to rub shoulders with the people you're watching anyway. Watching Mel, you're watching Alan Staples. Normally I would be going, but in this particular time, my daughter's having twins. And so we're going to be just sticking around home here for that period of time because she's ready, just about to burst. So, but guys, I would really, encourage you, and I support, you guys getting out there. And that's why we're doing this, is to make you aware of the things that are available, and get yourself over to give the website again, Mel, so that folks can go down there and they can attend and show up and enjoy everything you got going on.
Absolutely. QFS1776.com. And also, we have the Co sisters that are going to be on stage as well. COE is their last name.
Yeah,
And
I know who
they
you are.
they are the Digital Sisters. Okay. I think
Yes.
this the digitalsisters.com. They
Yeah.
offer a tremendous amount of security, how to buy the XRP, how to buy the digital assets, how to store them, how to forget about them and go back to work and think that it's never going to happen, but it will, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They do all of that, and they do it for they actually offer an incredible service. They're going to be
Yep.
on stage. They're phenomenal.
Oh,
My
fantastic.
good friend
Okay.
Brian Monkey is going to be on stage, and he's also going to be in the MC along with Carrie Wagner, who also owns a center up in Kentucky. So
Okay.
the great Mike Barra is going to be there, who was on Ancient Aliens with the UFOs, and
Yeah,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah, he's going to be
Fantastic. I
there.
know who you mean. I know who you mean. That is awesome, awesome. And the co-sisters, we met them at XRP Las Vegas, and they're great, amazing kids. Like, well, they're not
Super
really
wild, yeah,
kids
super
to us,
awesome.
but
Yeah,
they're
kids,
but they're
they're
amazing
young, they're
people. They're
young.
kids. They're young. Yeah,
It brings
but
back good
but
memories of me and you,
yeah,
though, doesn't it?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you what, just get out there and get involved with what's going on. This is a great opportunity for you and down there in Florida where it's absolutely beautiful and all that kind of stuff. So guys, I just want
One
to
last
say,
thing can I mention?
yes, go ahead. Go
Right
ahead.
after the movie,
Yeah.
because we're going to show you that what the problem, what a heist this has been, this straw man situation.
Yeah,
And right
for sure.
after the movie, we're going to show you how to get out of the matrix, and we're going to
Okay.
introduce the great Cobus J. Cobus is my business partner, and we
Mm-hmm.
show you how to take your assets, your cryptocurrency, your home, your lawnmower, your bicycles, everything
Right.
you own, your gold, your
Right.
silver, your Zims, your dinars, everything, and put it
Mm-hmm.
into a religious, irrevocable trust. And you become
Mm-hmm.
bulletproof, and no one can ever take it. And legally, you don't have to pay any what?
Capital gain.
Capital
Yeah,
gains.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So for a
Yeah.
one-time investment, you do that and you
Yeah.
become bulletproof, and you never have to
Right.
worry about, oh my God,
Yeah.
when I become a billionaire, I have to give a third of it to the government. No, you don't.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's right. I mean, there are all kinds of different tax plans to help to mitigate, tax avoidance. Being a prior tax guy, tax avoidance is not only legal, it is encouraged. And this is
Right.
the deal. A lot of times there's not information circulars published by the government to allow people to know how to utilize these strategies. But there's folks like, what you're saying there that do know. And it's not just the accumulation of wealth, guys, it's the preservation of it, right?
We
We're not
own
just out
nothing.
here. Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. Until we
We own
actually own
nothing.
it.
We gave it all to
Yep,
God,
yep,
and but we control everything, right? So
yep,
you can
yep.
still have the Lamborghini if you want a Lamborghini, not
Right.
that you need one,
Yeah,
right?
as they say, control's better than ownership. I agree.
Right. But
I
the
agree.
ownership, see what in America, there's something called the American Mafia. When you own something, right, somebody
Yeah,
else wants to own that thing too,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So don't ownership has been overrated. You don't own nothing. Give everything to God and
yeah.
let God sort it out.
Yeah, it is. It's a different way of thinking, and I learned that myself. For the years that I spent there in doing tax, and how you can, and this is what the wealthy do. The wealthy don't put their names on titles, but they utilize legal structures in order to have the benefit of that. I've always said, what difference does it make if your name's not on the title of Buckingham Palace, for instance, if you got to live in that thing and enjoy all the benefit from cradle to grave, it makes zero difference whether your name's on it because you're not taking it with you.
And you don't get clobbered with crazy
Yeah,
taxes
and
when
you
you
don't
die
get
either.
no, that's right. And you don't get clobbered with crazy taxes. You're right. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, really support this.
Thank you,
Mel,
brother.
thanks for getting on. I appreciate you so much. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the results. That's for sure. All right. Be
Awesome.
blessed.